And so my name is Gabrielle Hamilton, and I'm the chef and owner of Prune Restaurant. And my book is Blood, Bones, and Butter, The Inadvertent Education of a Reluctant Chef. I guess I'm just learning a lot here at the festival and questioning a lot and having a lot of dynamic conversations with my peers. And Daniel Patterson and I have really been hashing it out at every chance we get. We were having a drink and sort of talking about the Modernists versus the traditionalists. And I guess I'm questioning what's going to happen with all of us, and what place at the table, so to speak, do we all still have. So is it still possible to be appreciated and even marketable, if you want to talk from a business point of view, if you are a subtle, quiet cook, if you are a salt and pepper cook, if you are using olive oil and lemon juice and parsley, and you know, some of the modernists will really scorn that and say, you got to do something to the food, you have to cook it, you know, of course. And then I think the traditionalists kind of bark back, like, yeah, we want to do something to the food, but do we have to freeze dry it and then whip it and then immersion, circulate, cook it and put it in a cryovac? Could we just find something in between? Or so this is the debate that's going on, and I just am curious. I think I was having apprehension before the demo, what I would have to share, because I am just technique. I am just you know, old, classic, traditional. This is how we make chicken stock. This is how you appropriately season something. This is how you poach an egg. And I think I was having anxiety that at a festival like this, where you can see somebody freeze dry broth, what would I have to offer? I didn't really want to write that book, which is not true. I've wanted to be a writer my whole life. So I really have always wanted to be a writer and always wanted to write a book. And I got stuck in a kitchen at a very young age, and that's where I've spent my entire life. And it's very hard to write after an 18-hour day in a kitchen. And so I started to write, ironically enough, when I opened my restaurant. I started to get a lot of paid writing gigs for print, for magazine and newspaper, and that is a very limited, you know, that's a 2,500 word essay or an 800 word essay, which is a very, very different beast than writing a 300-page memoir. And I wrote it kind of novelistically. I mean, I brought everything I knew about writing in the novel format to the book. So it was a great opportunity for me. I sold a book, and I'm sure I sold some book about food. I'm sure when I made the contract, I was like, yeah, lively essays about food. And then I snuck in this other book. Yeah, it is a personal book, and I have written as honestly as I'm capable of. And the way I feel about it is that I don't feel like we're doing each other any favors at all, and we're not helping out at all if we don't tell the truth to each other about what our lives are like and what it is to get through the day or the week or the year. So for me, I like to be honest like that, and it helps me out when others are also equally honest. So it's been very nice to run into people and meet people, and they engage in conversations in a way that are immediate and present and thoughtful right away, and we're eschewing all the chit-chat. And just so that everyone feels comfortable, just so you know, it's not as personal as it seems. I mean, it's a very intimate book, but if I don't want you to know about it, it's not in the book, and I'm very in control of the material. So it's not, I don't feel exposed. I'm happy to tell you these things about myself, and hopefully they're about you too. That was the idea. I never wanted to be in this industry. It was not my dream or passion. And for the first 20 years that I was doing it, or first 15 years, I was just doing it by necessity. I got a dishwasher job when I was 12, and then, you know, you sort of get trapped in your work, and that's what you're doing for the rest of your life. And I have always struggled, and maybe still do, to discover the kind of purpose and meaning in this work. It's not always clear, the value of this work, especially as more and more it sometimes can seem that you're just sort of cooking for rich people who are there to be entertained for 2 hours and move on. And that's not so meaningful to me. So I have to figure it out sometimes. Other days it's very clear. I just feel like this is honest work. I feel very good. I'm very interested in the workplace environment that I'm creating, the cooks that come in and pass through, as well as the servers, and are we creating a workspace that's fair and healthy and sane? Those things I'm very motivated by. I like that. As well as handling product that's so delicious and beautiful. It's fun to have your hands in there. But I didn't wake up when I was a kid and think, God, when I grow up, I'm going to boil water every day. That's a good question. I guess I'd like to earn some money, to be frank. I've done the nonprofit thing my whole life, and I don't have much more time to earn money. And I have some kids, and it's possible that I should sort of dedicate myself to owning an apartment and making sure my kids have their education taken care of. So I have to write another book, or I'm not going to open another restaurant, that's for sure, but figure that out. Grow up. That's right.